Hey guys, welcome to TechWeb. In today's video, we're going to be speaking about top 10 growth product manager interview questions which are asked across tech companies like Flipkart, Amazon, Meesho and other similar startups. Let's get started. Number 1, Guesstimates. An example would be estimate the number of teacups consumed in Mumbai. Now the goal here is not to see if you reach the right number, but how you reach that number. I would start by asking right questions. Are we looking at tea consumed only outside or also at homes? And then you go from that point on by either taking the demand side approach, which is the total population, or supply side approach where you look at the total tea sellers in Mumbai. If you're heading into a growth product management interview, ensure you know how to approach problems like this. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is market sizing, similar to Guesstimates, but the goal here is to reach like a more realistic number with respect to revenue potential in that market. An example would be estimate the market size of product management courses in India. You take the set of users who might be relevant for this market and then multiply it by the average price available today of the product in the market, and you get like a high level number which can be used as an answer, but ensure that you structure the problem better. Move on to the third one. Number 3 is market entry. The goal here is to see if you can have like a logical conversation with your interviewer. Let's take an example. Should Flipkart become a social media platform? Now this is a very high level question and very opinionated, which is exactly what the interviewer is trying to evaluate. Your ability to ask questions and looking at all possibilities. Ensure that you keep the product and company vision in mind when you're approaching this problem. Let's move on to the fourth one. Fourth one is metrics. The goal here is to see if you're first comfortable with data and also if you know what are the right metrics to track. Let's take an example. How would you measure the success of a dog walker service or an app? Let's move on to the fifth one. The fifth one again is analytical in nature, where the goal of the interviewer is to see if you're okay with hypothesis testing. He'll give you 2 or 3 cohorts and tell you to evaluate which one is performing better on the product itself. Let's move on to the sixth one. The sixth one is technical in nature, where the goal of the interviewer is to figure out if you're comfortable with the technical know-how of the product you're going to be working on. For example, how would you build a competitor of Grammarly? The goal here is to ensure that you know how machine learning models work and that you're able to give like a segmented approach of sort to build a machine learning model of your own that can compete with Grammarly. Let's move on to the seventh one. Seventh one is a typical RCA question that you'll also be asked in a typical product management interview. For example, if you're a growth PM of Zomato and the orders have fallen by 70%, how would you go about this? So the goal here is structure. You need to ensure that you structure your problem well and that you're able to look at every possibility of the problem, internal and external, and ensure that you're having a conversation with the interviewer while you're doing this. The interviewer would be role playing as a data guy who will tell you yes or no and kind of nudge you towards the answer itself, but ensure that you look at all possibilities. The eighth one again is a typical product management question in the lines of product designs or product sense, where you're given an open-ended question. For example, design fridge for kids or redesign school journey for kids. The goal here again is conversation to see if you can think outside a box when a problem is thrown at your face, a problem that is not easy to solve. The interviewer is not expecting you to give out the best answer. He's expecting you to have a conversation, think in a logical way to approach that problem. Let's move on to the next one. If you have given a product management interview before, you will definitely recognize this question. This is the favorite product question, where the interviewer will ask you what your favorite product is, and then you will be told to improve the product either by acquiring more users, improving customer experience, or by making more money. So the goal here is to see if you can structure the problem well by first understanding what the company vision is, by understanding who the users are, by understanding their pain points, understanding potential features, and then go about trade-offs, GTM, etc., etc. And this is the hygiene question. Ensure that you know your top 3 favorite products and also know top 3 disliked products, just to ensure that you're prepared in cases where things go south. And finally, the hygiene set of questions that you cannot miss out. I have 4 questions that you should definitely know before you head into a growth product management interview. You should have like a basic understanding of the business that you're going to be getting into. Second, you should understand how the user flow of the app or the website looks like. Ensure that you go on the website, be an actual user, figure out what's wrong with the product, and then ensure that you speak about it in the interview. Who the users of the product are, ensure that you at least kind of do some research with respect to the users of the product, and finally take a note of how you would go about improving this product per se. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be working on each of these questions and make a video on how you would go about answering these questions. If that's something that you're looking for, ensure that you subscribe to this channel. Also drop a like on this channel. Share this across with a friend if they are preparing for a product management interview today. Thanks so much and have a good one.